If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Constellation Senior Players Championship held at Baltimore Country Club. Fantastic venue, and it's a fantastic event. It's a major on the Champions Tour. And what's fun about being over 50, I don't think there's many things fun about being over 50, other than, you know, things like hurting your rotator cuff. But when I play on the Champions Tour and I get to see my heroes, Nicklaus and Palmer and Watson and Trevino and Jay Haas and Mark O'Meara and Bernard Langer and Greg Norman, we get to play great golf courses like Baltimore for great sponsors like Constellation Energy in a great golf town like Baltimore. So it's like a mulligan in your career playing the Champions Tour. It's so much fun.
Well, you know, it's funny because there have been so many guys on the Champions Tour who were good players on the PGA Tour, and somehow or another caught lightning in a bottle when they went out there. And I'm talking about playing-wise. I'm not talking about making money. The money's out there for you all to be made. But I'm talking about guys like Bruce Fletcher or even Dr. Gil Morgan, guys that were good players on the PGA Tour. Hale Irwin was a great player on the PGA Tour. So for him to go there and play really well, not a shock. Bruce Fletcher, out of nowhere, started to play great golf at 50. How's that happen?
That's right. He was Player of the Year. I think it's because somebody like a Bruce Fletcher, or let's take Alan Doyle, who didn't even turn pro until he was 50.
I got a bad swing, and mine's better than his.
His swing, it's not a swing, it's a muscle spasm. Believe me. Every time I see one of these players, what they've done is they've persevered and they've kept their lives in perspective. I'll tell you about Bruce Fletcher. His wife Wendy gave birth to their only child, probably 28 years ago. And she struggled through childbirth, and she actually almost passed away. So that's what forced Bruce off the tour to take care of his wife and his newborn baby girl. He was a club pro. And he was one of my great friends back then. He left the tour, but he kept his life and he kept his body and he kept his game in perspective and in good shape. Came out on the Champions Tour, was Player of the Year one year. So that's one of the great things about the game of golf. You can wake up the next morning and you can be the greatest player in the world. That doesn't always work in football because you're at the mercy of a coach and other players ahead of you, but that's a great thing about golf. It's a great redemption game. You can have a bad round one day, go out and shoot the best score of your life and win the tournament the next.
Peter Jacobsen with us here on Radio Row in Tampa and talking some golf with Peter. How do you explain, and I mean, we can throw names out there because the facts are the facts. How do you explain, though, that guys who were great players in their regular career went to the senior tour, the Champions Tour now, and didn't duplicate it, like Curtis or Johnny Miller? And Norman's really kind of not given it his full attention, I don't think. But I thought Curtis and Ben Crenshaw, they would just back their car up and open the trunk, and the money would all just be dumped in. Well, but it hasn't gone well for them.
No, and I think it's a combination of factors. Some of it's desire, but a lot of it is injury, and a lot of it is the inability to get their body to do what they want to do. Greg Norman, for example, for the last 4 or 5 years, he's been going through a lot of physical problems. He's had back surgeries and shoulder surgery.
Last year's the British, but I can still play.
But he's been coming back, and he's now going to play a little bit more because his body is responding. But Ben Crenshaw was sick for a while. Curtis Strange, after he went through trying to win 3 U.S. Opens in a row, I think it just really played on him mentally. He busted his tail to win 2 U.S. Opens in a row. Nobody had done that since Ben Hogan. And he almost won the 3rd in Chicago, and it just took a lot out of him. So everybody's different, as you know, but I think the guys that win out there now, guys that win now on the tour, and guys that win on the Champions Tour, it's all about passion for the game. Nobody's got more passion for the game than Bernard Langer. What he's doing right now, he loves it, and he's as fit as he was when he was 25.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.